Hey guys, thanks so much for joining our live today with
Hi,
Snehi. Hey Snehi,
how are you?
good. You can see, hear everything all
Yes,
right?
yes, I can.
Perfect. Great. So we're right on time. So I can start with some quick introductions, Snehi, and then I'm sure everybody is super excited to hear about all of the amazing fitness and workout tips you have for PCOS specifically. So we'll get started right away. So, hey everyone who's joined us today. I'm Shashwata. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Vira Health. We provide holistic treatment for PCOS through an online program where we combine doctor's advice, so everybody ranging from gynecologists to dermatologists to mental health therapists, plus coaching and support across fitness and diet, so you can stay accountable and actually get better over a long-term period. So we're really putting the best of PCOS treatment available out there so you can get everything in one place and build the right fitness, diet, mental health habits for life. I'm going to turn it over to Snehi.
We are
Thank you, Snehi.
top destination.
Yeah, exactly. One-stop destination for PCOS. I'm going to turn it over to Snehi to introduce herself. She is our rocking, high-performing fitness expert who really brings that high energy, infusion to all of the members of our PCOS program to actually build exercise habits into their life and improve their PCOS symptoms. So over to you, Snehi.
Thank you, thank you. So, like you mentioned, my name is Snehi. I've been a fitness trainer for over 3 years now. Um, my forte is mainly strength training and mobility. I am also an Animal Flow Level 1 instructor, which is basically a body weight mobility workout. I've also been a dancer my whole life. I've been a trainer at Vira for quite some time now, and I've had the opportunity to train some amazing women. So it's been great so far. Today I'm going to be here to answer all your PCOS fitness related questions. So whatever questions you have, please share them below and we're going to try and answer as many as we can.
Awesome. Cool. So let's get started. I think first and foremost, obviously, just in the current COVID lockdown atmosphere in India, things are very difficult. So I know for those of you, especially at home, taking care of family, your friends, or who are generally worried about the safety of everyone, please stay safe. And obviously, we're all praying for things to get better as soon as it can. I know one thing in this environment, it can seem really difficult to actually manage PCOS. I mean, where is the time? Where is the space when you're stuck at home? And, most of us are also just working really abnormal work hours. So I think in this kind of an environment, especially, it becomes so critical to understand how do you create that consistency when it comes to working out when you have PCOS, right? How, and Snehi, from your experience, how do you create that discipline in your life? How do you plan, especially within the lockdown with all its challenges, to include a workout consistently?
So while everything is so uncertain, one thing that you can be sure of is a schedule that you create for yourself. At least that is something you have power over what you can do through the day, through the week. So one thing I would definitely recommend people to create a schedule, like get some time out. You know you want to work out. Everybody always feels good when they even get some movement, even if it's a really small goal. Put your goals down and create a schedule around it. You only need to train 30 minutes a day, especially as a PCOS patient. You don't need to go all out. You have to just work smart. You don't need to work too hard. So get some time out, put your slot down, or I'm going to work out. If you're not sure what to work out, sign up for sessions. You can sign up. There are a lot of YouTube workouts as well. There are so many ways you can get a workout in. Put it down like on Wednesday, I'm going to do this workout. It's only going to take me 30 minutes. Have your outfit ready, have your meal prepped up, everything. So literally the only thing you have to do is show up for yourself. That's it. And to get a good workout in, you don't need to be at a gym. Like the lockdown has taught us that so many of us have been at home without the gym and we still managed to slay our goals, and some of us have been able to do way more than we even expected. Like, oh my god, this was a goal I didn't even know I had. So you don't need to have everything. You can use weights that you have at home. You can even create weights, like use your water bottle, set up a backpack, things. You don't have to do too much. Just keep it very simple for yourself. We can also go over some basic exercises that people can do at home. It doesn't have to be too much. And especially with PCOS, you want to keep it simple. You want to just stick to keeping it towards strength training. So you don't need a big place. Like you can,
Yeah.
all you need is just a yoga mat, and that's it. That's more.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, everything that you're saying, Snehi, makes so much sense, right? It's just a little bit about being organized and making sure that everything that leads into you having a workout actually happens. So it's almost like making sure 5 steps in advance, you know, your meal prep, or like having your workout clothes ready, all of the things you mentioned, those 5 steps in advance, if those are figured out, then you'll probably be able to get a workout in. So I think what is one thing that is that everybody, I'm sure, is excited about in this IG live is to see a few exercises, and especially those that you might recommend, Snehi, that are good for doing in a small space for PCOS patients. If you can demonstrate a few or talk about them, I'm sure our viewers would love to try some out on their own too.
Yeah. So first, I'll just take you through basic stuff that we can do. The first thing as PCOS patients is very important to understand that you don't need to do too much. Too much is not going to be good for you. Okay, so you just need to stick to the basics and stick to strength training. You don't need to lift too heavy. You can even have light weights in, and just make sure you're getting enough break between your sets so that your stress hormones don't go too up, so that your body is actually pretty relaxed. Okay, so there are 5 movements you just want to make sure you're targeting in every exercise if you're not sure what you want to do. You want to do exercises that are quad dominant, which is knee dominant, glute dominant. You want to do your push movements, you want to do pull movements, and you want to work on your plank. These are basic functional movements that you do on your everyday life. It's an IG live. I don't have so much space around me, so whatever I show you, you're going to be able to do it on your own as well. So the first thing that we would do are your glute dominance, which is super important, especially if you're suffering through knee pain or low back pain. I'm not dive into too many, but I'll show you a couple of exercises. The first would be to do a deadlift. So standing straight, imagine there's a wall. You want to make your bum touch the wall without actually going down. So you're just going to slightly hinge from your hip, keeping your knees soft. Holding the weight in front of you, you're going to do your deadlift. Feel your glutes, keeping your back straight. Push into your feet and come up straight, working your core. Keep it tucked in, back straight. Push your bum back and come back up. It's a very simple workout. You don't even realize you're always standing this way, so your form is pretty much there. It's just stuff you do on a day-to-day basis. This is basically how you lift up a heavy weight off the floor without hurting your back. The other thing would be squats. We are always squatting the whole day, sitting on a chair, getting up. This is your quad dominant workout. So imagine that you're sitting back on your chair. Just one thing to make sure is that you don't push your knees forward. You want to make sure the weight is always on your heel, always on your heel. Keeping your back straight, you can keep your hands out, tucking your core in. Push your tummy in, push your butt down. Keeping your back straight, come up. Just make sure your core is engaged the whole time, because even when you're holding the weights, your low back is not hurt that way. It's all tucked in, so you're pretty much safe. The other thing would be your push exercises. One would be to do push-ups. The other would be when you have your weights, you can do your push press. So just holding the weights on your shoulder, you're lifting the weight up, putting it back down. Up and down. Same thing. You're taking a weight, you're putting it up in the shelf, you're bringing it back down. All functional movement, that's it. You can also do your shoulder press with the weights next to you. The other thing would be your pull movements. Imagine you're pulling something up. You need to get something out. You're using all of that energy. We're going to get into the hinge position again, keeping it straight. You can simply do your bent over rows. You're pulling the weight in, taking it back up. Pulling it in and up. An easier way would be if we could just put your hand against a table or a chair, keeping your leg ahead, making sure your back is straight. Imagine you're pushing it away from you so your hand is completely straight. Just pull the weight up and down, up and down. And the other one would be to do upright rows. Sorry, I'm a bank of exercises. I can go on.
No, this is amazing. I mean, I feel like actually getting up and doing them myself, but I also don't want to embarrass myself, so I'm going to let you go ahead.
The other would be to hold weights in front of you, keeping your shoulders down. Pull the weight up and pull it back down. Up and down. A lot of these exercises you can also do with bands. I have a bunch of all these exercises on my page. And then we have plank. Plank is the most basic exercises. The most basic exercise, sorry. You're literally on your palms, extend your legs out, keeping your core tucked in, and just hold. Sometimes I realize people have a tough time holding their plank. What you can do is come onto all fours. Just straighten one leg out, the other leg out, bring the leg in, and relax. Out, out, in, in. You just need to get yourself to hold it for a millisecond and come back. The more you do it, your body will eventually understand how to engage those core muscles. And as you strength train, your body's going to build that strength and your posture is all going to come into place. So, which is why it's also very important to not just focus on one kind of exercise, but to do more of it, to do compound exercise, actually work your whole body, especially because you want to make sure you're now working out too much. So if you're doing a little bit, might as well do something that's so more efficient rather than just targeted, you know. So these are
Yeah.
exercises: pull, push, knee dominant, glute dominant, and plank. It's going to cover everything.
Sorry, so that was pull, push, knee dominant. What was the fourth one?
Glute dominant,
Glute dominant.
and plank. Yeah.
Ah, got it. Okay, that's very cool. How would you, by the way, think about like distributing these over the week? Like, would you do all five together every day, or would you try and split them out?
No, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't do all five together. I wouldn't recommend doing 5 days of strength training back to back anyway. I would definitely recommend having a breather in between. If you don't have much, actually you can work both the ways. You can either combine all of them together. You can pick one exercise of each and just focus, or you can do pull and push because you're working opposite muscles, or you can do any one. You just have to play around. Sometimes initially I used to be a person who, if I didn't work my entire body, I didn't feel like I worked out. But then my goals changed because I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to build my upper body strength. I started focusing more on my upper body than my lower body. So it really depends on your goal. But if you're not sure, then just stick to picking one exercise from each and doing it. But if your body feels sore, then completely eliminate that part of your section, that part of your body for a day or two till it completely recovers.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's really great advice, Snehi. So I think one thing that, especially for PCOS, we hear about a lot is, how would you think about balancing weight training with cardio, with yoga, all of these different kinds of forms of exercise? How would you think about breaking them apart during your week?
So doing moderate exercise is really good, which is your brisk walk. You can do your light jog. Yoga comes into that. So these exercises are safe for you. Um, then I would definitely focus on strength training because so with strength and cardio, with cardio your body gets really stressed out, increasing your cortisol level, which is your stress hormone, which really pushes your hormones all over the place. Your body doesn't react well to what you're eating. It tends to hold on to the food, which turns into fat. It's not utilizing the insulin is not utilizing the glucose in the best way. But when you strength train, you're building muscle mass. That muscle mass is going to help you improve your insulin sensitivity. Once that improves, it's like, okay, they're working fine. I'm going to be able to absorb the glucose better from my food and give it to my muscle. That way, you're utilizing the food you're eating into energy and your body's not holding on to it. So the tendency to put on weight reduces because now you're working so hard, your metabolic rate is increasing. And strength training, it doesn't have to be too much. And if you keep it light, it's good enough. So that's the thing with cardio. Like you try to your stress levels go up, you get tired, which is why a lot of times, even though you worked out on Monday, you still wake up feeling tired on Wednesday and you can't function because your body's not using the nutrient you're getting in the best way possible. So
Yeah.
the whole point is to just keep it simple for yourself. I would definitely recommend strength training and moderate exercises like swimming, walking, yoga over cardio. You can have cardio. The thing with it's tricky, right? Like there could be people on this chat. There might be people who are runners who are doing a lot of cardio who have PCOS and they're completely fine. So at the end of the day, it's also trial and error. Till you don't try things out, till you don't see what is working for yourself, you're not gonna know. It's not like one size fits all, right? You have to try it out. But strength training never hurt anyone.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend that. Yeah.
See, I mean, Snehi, as you're talking, it's just so amazing, right? To have a fitness trainer like you who actually understands PCOS, because I think, my co-founder actually had this experience, and we know so many other, women with PCOS who will just join a gym or some other kind of weight loss program. And the fitness trainers there don't necessarily fully understand what PCOS is like, that PCOS can cause lethargy and low energy levels, and it can make it so difficult to get very intense cardio in. So a lot of women with PCOS will find that somebody who doesn't understand PCOS will really push them to, run, 5-6 kilometers at a time, or just something ridiculous, which in the long term can be really detrimental to your health, because as you said, right, it increases stress hormone levels, cortisol, and that can just actually go in the opposite direction and make you gain more weight, right? Especially in PCOS. So I'm glad that you're working with the women in Vira's PCOS program to actually give them that very PCOS specific advice around working out. Can you talk a little bit about your experience at Vira, Snehi, with some of the girls that you've been working with? Obviously, now with COVID, things have become a lot more busy, and it's still really hard to get that workout in. But what have you been seeing? Any interesting stories or thoughts?
So honestly, it's been amazing. It's always I'm always meeting new people, so it's always a challenge for me also to make sure that okay, I'm meeting their expectations. I'm making sure that it's going well for them. I'm not hurting them. They want to come back. And honestly, the girls I've met, they have been super committed because they know they are here for a reason. So the only thing I have to do is get them to move. They're already so motivated. I don't have to do much. Um, it's been fun because I have seen some girls who come in and are not being able to hold the bank, or just saying, oh, I'm just going to use this water bottle, but it doesn't have water in it because it's already too heavy for me. And then the next thing I know, I've already ordered my weights. I did this today, Snehi. I just get so happy because I was just lending them a finger, and now they're just holding my hand and they're just moving up, which is it feels amazing. When I see I get very happy. Like if someone comes up to me like, Snehi, I did this. It's like as if I'm celebrating as if I did the workouts. I just I get really happy for them. And yeah, it's lockdown has definitely been stressful. I can see it when I'm training people. I felt it too as well. But I think it just shows that when you're committed, I don't think anything can stop you. Like if you have everything put together, and it really, really, really helps when you have a community. It helps when you have people you are with who are working out. It helps when people are pushing you, whether it's someone at home, whether it's someone you're meeting virtually online, some other even people even what you guys are doing, getting everything together, helping people just come and you have everything sorted out for you. It really helps. Sometimes when you can't find it in yourself, there are people around you who really bring it out in you, which also helps you reach your goal, helps you live
Yeah.
better. Yeah, so it's been a really good experience. It's been
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so heartening to hear, Snehi. In our in Vira's PCOS program, we have women who tell us that after doing 6 months or 9 months on our program, they're able to, for the first time, take their dog out for a walk and not feel tired after walking for a kilometer or something like that, or they're able to go hiking with their husband or their boyfriend, or just these kinds of stories where PCOS previously limited them from having the energy to do things or feeling positive about life. You start to see that having everything in the same place can really change things so much. So I think on that note, maybe we can go into questions. Our audience had quite a few questions coming in, and we can just take them one by one. So I think one question, and actually we get this a lot in our PCOS program as well from members, is how do you go about losing belly fat? Especially around the abdomen or lower stomach.
So the 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 thing with PCOS is your body tends to store it around your belly more than anywhere else. So even people who have lean PCOS, they tend to feel like they're heavy around the belly. Unfortunately, there is no one way of spot reduction. So we could be doing 100 abs a day and still not see, okay, you're going to wake up with a really strong core. It doesn't guarantee that your core is suddenly flat. Like, you have six abs, six back or anything. One way to focus on it, again, I'm going to come back to it, is strength training. But obviously, workout is not your magic, it's not the magic pill. Like, you just do that and you're going to be fine. It's a lot to do with your food as well. It's very important to follow the right diet, uh, the right PCOS diet, along with strength training. That will help you keep your hormones balanced out so that they work the way they should, so that you're creating the right amount of, and so that your body is able to absorb the nutrients and improve your metabolic rate. It all works hand in hand. So if you're strength training, you're um, building that muscle, your body is able to burn calories even when you're not working out, which is why I say it's the most efficient way to work out. Work smart, you don't need to work too hard. If you have all these things put together, it will be an easier way to reduce belly fat, to reduce body fat in general, all over. So another
Yeah.
add on to that is, don't only focus on working one part of your body. That if I'm going to focus on one part of my body, that part of my body fat is going to reduce. Rather work the whole body, because whatever work you do, you're always engaging your core. You're always going to be working your core no matter what you're doing. So just to keep that in mind. That would be, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And actually, your point around it's a holistic process. Even sleep plays such a big role, right? With PCOS, often it's hard to get a full night's worth of sleep, and that again is, becomes this roundabout process where it makes you gain weight, and especially around the abdomen, etc. So, yeah, definitely need to combine a bunch of those things together.
Yeah.
So another question that came in is if I have lean PCOS, so there's a lot of women who don't actually gain all that much weight, but they still have PCOS. Is there any point of doing weight training or exercising for them? And if they don't want to lose any more weight, so is there any point of including exercise?
So definitely, because you're not only working out to lose weight, you're working out so that your hormones work better, so that your body fights diabetes better. There are a lot of things that come together, lot of diseases, lot of issues that can come. You already have PCOS, so you want to make sure that when you're training your body, everything is functioning well while you're building those muscles. And the other thing to keep in mind is, we don't only work out for like to lose weight. It's even about the way you feel about yourself. There is no doubt that people don't feel happy when they work out. It's like a whole mood changer. Like, you feel more confident. I can't even imagine how people feel when they have PCOS and it just keeps playing on their mind. Like, it kind of pulls you down at some point. At least you should have something that's like making you feel good. Like, you can walk into the room and feel so good because you worked out. Like, it just changes the way you carry yourself around. It's everything. Like, I think losing weight is one part of like why somebody should work out, and there are like 10,000 other reasons why you should be training. So
Yeah.
I would say work out for a month and then tell me why you should work out. I don't think anyone's going to be like, I shouldn't have done that workout. Like, yeah. So
100%. There's nothing to lose. And yeah, even the doctors at Vera Health, right? Any of the gynecologists or dermatologists that you speak to who are very senior folks who've dealt with PCOS for a very long time in their career will tell you that, your insulin levels get better, even if you don't have to lose weight anymore. Lean PCOS patients still have, a disproportionately high amount of insulin in many cases. So trying to reduce that, lowering cholesterol, often can be a big advantage, boosting endorphins exactly to have a better mood. And people don't talk about this enough, but actually working out can help improve your sleep.
yeah,
So if you have PCOS, you might actually
that
be
was
able to sleep better. Sorry, go on.
one of the questions somebody asked because they were not able to sleep. They were having a tough time. I think there could be a lot of reasons, but getting at least the two things you have control over, and your workout, can definitely help. It's a game changer for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, you're right. You're right about the sleep, about the insulin. It definitely helps because the more muscle you have, your muscles are going to need more glucose. Just insulin levels are going to, your sensitivity is going to improve towards it. So it's not going to hold on to that food. It's not going to hold on to things and convert it into fat. Like it's going to improve your weight loss process too. So definitely, yeah. It's everything. It's like everything. It's literally like everything.
Yeah, I feel like the more I learn about the world, the more I realize how everything is uniquely related to each other, which can feel overwhelming, especially if you have PCOS, where do you even begin? But I think it's safe to say that starting with exercise and diet, like, once that becomes right, everything else sort of starts to fix itself.
Yeah, it did.
Cool. And then another question somebody submitted was, is it true that if you start strength training, then after a point you stop losing weight, and if you stop the strength training, the weight comes back?
No, so um, it takes you half the amount of time to gain the weight back if you completely stop strength training. But uh, if you're hitting a plateau, you need to reassist your workout and reassist your food. Maybe you're not having enough protein. Maybe the weights you're using are not heavy enough now. Maybe you're able to do 20 reps with that, which clearly means you've graduated out of it. You want to be able to hit between, if you hit 8 reps only, that just means that weight is perfect for you for strength training. If you start hitting more than 15, it means you're outdone with it. So maybe just increase the resistance of your training. Maybe see the workouts you're doing if they're too easy. Maybe you need to level it up somewhere. So if you're hitting a plateau, just reassess the stuff you're already doing and just take it up by a level. And the other thing about losing weight, about gaining weight, uh, yeah, I mean, no, not really, because if you have, like, if you're doing cardio, you start cardio, yes, the way you gain weight could be more. But since you have muscle, like I said, if you strength train today, your metabolic rate is going to be high for the next 30 days. That's the beauty of strength training. So even if you're as long as you have muscles, your body's constantly going to need energy to just maintain that. So you're constantly burning calories. But eventually, after a point, if you do stop, of course, because the amount you're eating is way more than you're burning, all of that is going to get converted into fat. Like your body's going to start storing it, is what I mean. So you want to find a balance. So even if you stop working out, just make sure you're okay to maintain that calorie deficit. I don't guarantee your muscles are going to survive all throughout. You are going to need to strength train at some point to gain it back. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a very common myth, especially, we hear this a lot. And I think in general, people think that if they stop working out, then all the weight will suddenly come back and they'll gain even more weight. Yeah. But it's just about adjusting what you were eating when you were working out versus what you're eating if you stop working out, reducing it correspondingly. Cool. And then another question someone in the audience has mentioned is, if they're exercising and they're not seeing any improvement in their weight gain or, in their overall PCOS, how should they think about that? And, what should they do about their exercises?
So, like I mentioned earlier, you need to reassist it, but then the other thing would be to go back to what you're doing. Because it's a lot, like, workout is one thing, but it's a lot about the food you have and how you're utilizing it. So, it would be a lot to do with your food as well. You need to just reassess both those things together because there has to be something. Anything at all, it's always good to get a body checkup done to understand what exactly is going on. Just to have a better idea because any one thing cannot be reason. It has to be a couple of things together, which everything together needs to be seen so that you have a better idea of what's going wrong and what's not going right.
Yeah. And I would also highly recommend, if you're seeing that you're working out or you've tried a bunch of different things and your weight loss is getting worse or just not, the weight issue is not improving at all, or your PCOS is getting worse, it's probably time to actually talk to doctors who understand the condition well, talk to fitness experts and nutritionists who understand PCOS really well, because it is a health condition. If somebody has heart disease and they were trying to improve their heart disease problem, they would need to actually see people who understand that condition as opposed to trying to go to general weight loss programs. So yeah, and the thing about Veera is that we've tried to bring together some of the best experts, both on the medical side and the lifestyle and fitness side, including Snehi, who are able to offer advice that is very specific and specialized to PCOS. So that's critical. I think we'll take one final question at this point. And one of the questions we got was, if you're trying to work out and you've sort of gone through, a lot of women have gone through the pregnancy journey or are just pregnant right now or are about to get pregnant, would you change the workout routine in any specific way? And I know this is probably a much bigger topic around pregnancy related workouts, but yeah, how would you think about that?
The workouts are definitely different. One thing I would definitely tell you is if you're planning to get pregnant, make sure that if you have been training before your pregnancy, it's a lot easier to continue with that, because once you get pregnant, you can't. It's not like you can't, but it's harder to try new workouts because your body is you can't. Yeah, it's hard. You can't do the same exercises for sure. You have to ease it in. But a lot of this depends on your physical condition and your doctor. So the only way you can actually get some workout in, figure out what to do, is once you have a consultation with your doctor and your doctor gives you a go ahead, and then you train somebody who is an expert at prenatal workouts. So it's not the same. You can't think, and I'm gonna go back to doing it. You're not even the same person. You're one more person with you. So it all changes. Like it all changes. I would definitely recommend taking it slow. I know it's stressful because a lot of women, it's just like everything is just becoming big. You're just like you're going out of portion. It's hard. I understand, but the best thing would be to just go easy on yourself. That is what I would recommend. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. No, that's really good advice. And I think maybe we'll do another IG live at some point about pregnancy related workouts and before and after pregnancy, how you should think about PCOS and fitness. But once again, thank you everybody for joining us. I would highly recommend you guys check out Veera Health. We offer a free consultation at the beginning if you just want to learn more about the program. But we basically combine the medical side of advice. So we bring you all the doctors you need, gynecologists, dermatologists, mental health therapists, everybody in one place, plus amazing fitness experts like Snehi and nutritionists who understand PCOS. So you can get everything done in one place. And women on our program are actually seeing amazing results. So once again, thanks everybody for joining. Thank you so much, Snehi, for spending this time with our members. I'm sure we'll do more of this, but for everybody watching, please feel free to follow us, sign up for our program, and we'll keep doing more of these in the future.
Thank you for having me. I had a really good time talking about everything. Yeah, definitely. If you guys want to know about training or would like to train, please, you can DM us and sign up for my virtual training sessions. They happen all through the week. So I've got you covered. And this is amazing. I think a lot of people are saved the IGTV. So
Yes, we're definitely saving this IGTV, so you can keep watching it later.
Amazing. Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks so much, Snehi. Thanks everyone, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.